eyes of a child, every day's another holiday. Every morning sings a new song as birds come out to play in a golden rainbow future, free from everything defiled. Hope springs eternal, free and wild, in the eyes of a child. In the eyes of a child.
Weis, and I am the co-host of the show Humanity Matters. The name of the show is called Half Hope, and I'm going to introduce you to the wild man of Humanity Matters, and he'll give you all the mustard sauce you want. And with having hope, here he is, Mr. Albert Torcaso.
All right, why did you have to say mustard? Let's just say I don't care for mustard, everybody. We'll leave it at that. Now, the title of the episode is Half Hope. But I'm going to step out, in a sense, not literally, but go from being professional Al Torcaso and doing something that may not be, quote unquote, what a professional host does. One of the things is that, you know, I do my show in a very unusual way. I share with you behind the scenes information, like calling stuff a tape roll, things like that, tell you a little bit about behind the scenes, tell you about all the hard work that our friend Yuri does, because he works very hard, and all the staff here, Gladys and Katrina and Laura, and there's another new person, can't remember his name yet, and of course Darlene and John Patterson. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. So we got Yuri, Gladys, John, Darlene, Katrina, Laura, and the new guy. Sorry, new guy, don't know your name yet, but you know, there's a lot of work that is actually done before we're on the air and after we're on the air and getting these programs here. So I like to sometimes talk about that, but today I got to be honest with you. Al Torcaso, the person, is going to talk to you for a minute. Not Al Torcaso, the host, the professional. I want to tell you something. Last month and this month, I met a murderer. I know everybody's like, what? Yeah, I met a murderer. And that murderer, that killer, has killed more people, more animals, and more dreams than every disease, than every war, than every other way, bad habit, whatever, that ever has. That number one killer, that number one murderer, and a murderer that I am legally and peacefully going to keep fighting as much as I can. The number one murderer is the condition called poverty. That's right, my friends. You heard me. I called it a killer. And it is a killer. It kills people. It kills pets. And it's not an actual living, breathing thing. It's a condition. It's a lack of. But the sad truth, my friends, the sad truth is that in our world at present, there's more motivation towards money than there is towards taking care of your fellow man. And if Jesus Christ were to come to earth today, I think he'd be extremely upset with a large majority of us. And this is because we're more motivated by money. And this is not to be a proselytizing thing, but I'm getting to where I'm going with this, so stick with me. And here's what I'm getting at. If you have cancer, for example, and the doctors can cure, hospitals can cure you, the treatment physically exists that you can get cured 100% if it's caught early enough. If you do not have any money and you're in poverty, and for whatever reason you don't get anything from the state, you don't get anything from the federal government, even though all the treatment exists, the doctors, and I'm not blaming the doctors because they work for the hospitals, and I know that they are for profit and blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is, if you have cancer, but you don't have the money, even though they could save your life, you will die. And that is deplorable. But it all relates to poverty. Now I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to go a little bit personal here on my part. Last month was the worst financial month I have ever had in my entire life. Last month, I literally survived. Well, I didn't survive, really, financially, but I had about $70 to my name for the entire month. $70. Not per day, not per week, not per 2 weeks, per month. So I know what it's like to be in poverty. Now I face a very tragic situation with regards to, I have 2 cats that are very sick. One of them can definitely be saved, but she needs an operation of $1,250. And that's for my sister Diane. She asked me how much it was, and I wouldn't tell her. But it's $1,250. Now she knows. It's $1,250 because she has a thyroid problem. So I called up the people, and they told me, well, you might be able to get what it's called, I think it's called pet care or pet credit or something. But unfortunately, because of my past, way back in the day, when I tried to improve my life and I went to school, I can't get credit no matter what. So basically what I'm saying to you is my cat Megan Brianna, is probably going to die, not because she can't be saved, but because there's no free or low-cost veterinarian care. Now, you might be thinking, why am I getting so personal? Why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you because it all relates directly to me being in poverty. And it may very well relate to you being in poverty. How many times, for those of you who are middle class or in poverty, and now the middle class are suffering almost as bad as the impoverished, and they're almost getting to be impoverished if they may be. So many times has poverty killed your dream, killed a family member, or killed an animal. So let me make this perfectly clear. Yes, I am an activist to a point. Yes, I work on telling the politicians what they need to do, and I don't back down. And people are afraid to be on the show. That's why I don't have a guest today. Yes, I may be suffering. Yes, I may not get what I want. But I ain't backing down anytime soon. I'm tired of being in poverty, America, Pittsburgh. I'm tired of you being in poverty. I'm tired of people working extremely hard, and that would include the staff at this station, working extremely hard and barely getting by or not getting paid what they're worth. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the station. I'm not yelling at the management at the station. That's not what I'm saying, because even the management doesn't get paid what they're worth. But frankly, I'm tired of that. So I've declared war on poverty, legally and peacefully. That's what it's all about. Now, I may lose Megan Brianna. I may lose Megan Brianna Torcaso simply because I don't have the money. But I'm counting on one thing. I'm counting on the fact there must be one veterinarian out there in the Pittsburgh area or somebody out there listening right now who knows of a way that I can get my cat taken care of. Now, let me just say this. This is very important. If somebody were to say, Al, we will give your cat the operation if you can pay $100 a month, I'll get the $100. I don't know how, but I'll get the $100. What I'm saying to you is, it should matter to you that people and animals are dying simply because we don't have the money and for no other reason. It should matter to every one of you. When a senior citizen has to make a choice between getting life-sustaining medicine and starving for a while, maybe 1 or 2 days. And there are senior citizens right now that have to decide, do I eat or do I get my life-sustaining medicine? This is not right. This is not what, if you're a religious person, what Allah or Jesus or Muhammad or all the other, or the Dalai Lama. This is not what I preach or any of them teach. So what I'm saying to each on this planet, I don't care if you're in Pittsburgh, PA. I don't care if you're in Dallas, Texas, Los Angeles, California, the United States Congress, every single politician in America. I'm telling you something. You need to quit taking programs away from the poor. You need to quit taking programs away from the middle class. You need to quit busting unions. And most importantly, you need to quit saying that America can't afford this and America can't afford that. And at the same time, you spend trillions of dollars to bail out the banks, trillions of dollars for wars, and trillions of dollars of money that could be coming in from the corporations that you decide, we don't need that money. That's even affecting my fellow Pennsylvanians. Governor Tom Corbett decides, well, you know what? We're going to shut down adult basic because we don't have the $50 million. And then Governor Tom Corbett says, you know what? I'm going to let the corporations not pay $833 million in taxes. Well, you know what? I have a message to Governor Tom Corbett. If you would have taken that money, and if you tax Marcellus Shell, or make them pay a fee, a usage fee or something, that money could then be brought into the state and brought to the people who need adult basic. Don't tell me anymore, politicians, we don't have money. Tell us the truth. We have the money, but you are doing things to please the people who have the most money. So am I tough? Yes. Do I scare people like Freddy Krueger? You better believe it. Have I lost people who want to be here, but because of the political side of me, can't be here? Yeah. Have I thought about maybe changing and just doing less important stuff? You're darn right I thought about it. But you know what? If one person dies, one animal dies, or one senior citizen goes without food, because I decide to start talking about what's at the movies and not important stuff, then I have lost myself and I have lost my reason for being here. My reason for being here is to try to help people improve their lives. So today I'm going to do a couple of things. One of the things I'm going to do, one thing I'm going to do is, you know how people keep trying to take your money? The bills take your money, the corporations take your money, and then they don't pay taxes. The nonprofits, some of them, who are hospitals, we won't say who, but others, they take your money or they don't pay taxes. Well, you know, I'm going to do something incredibly wild tonight, so get ready. I'm going to ask you to get your pen and your paper, and I'm going to tell you, you out there in TV world, how you might actually be able to get some money that's actually owed to you right now. That's right. Instead of taking your money, I'm going to try to help you to get money. That's right. That's right. Wait, let's teach the politicians lessons for a minute. Now, politicians, you always take our money. Corporations, you always take our money. But Albert Torcaso tonight is going to tell the people how they may be able to get money that's owed to them. So you take, but I try to give. And now with that,
one thing, can I add something?
Now with that, Chris had a premature talk, but now with that, I'm going to introduce to my right, Chris Weis.
Well, one thing I want to mention when Al was mentioning about taxing Marcellus Shell, which is a good thing they should do, is they are always taxing the cigarettes and also the alcohol. Well, one thing is, what about the smokeless tobacco and cigars? There's no taxes on smokeless tobacco and cigars.
That's a possibility, but let me just throw this at you. I know I have 2 animals who may die simply because I can't get the operation. Do you think it's time, Chris, that we have low cost or no cost veterinary care?
It should be.
Shouldn't there be something like that, America? Come on, Pittsburgh. Come on, Pittsburgh. Now, we know we have great veterinarians in Pittsburgh, don't we, Chris?
We do. And
So
another-
let's
another
put a
thing
plea
we-
out to them.
Another thing we could do is push the congressman on the federal level to push a law to make low-cost veterinarian costs, and maybe the people can call the White House comment
Or
line.
better yet, well, we'll get to the White House. Go ahead. Tell them about the White House comment line.
Yeah, call the White House
Call the
comment
White
line
House.
and let them know that we need a low-cost veterinarian.
Or what about low-cost veterinarian medical care? Because I'm willing to pay the little bits of money I have for my animals. And you know, people are out there probably right now, who the heck gives a darn about an animal? I do.
That's
But
right.
there's a
Animals
lot
are
of people.
important.
There's a lot of people who may
We
not.
love our pets. They're
Yeah, but
like
that's
family.
us. But you have to understand, a lot of people probably figure it's no big deal.
But also
but go
to a
ahead.
lot of
It's a
people,
very big deal.
dogs and cats and other animals are considered therapeutic.
That's right.
You know, so and
Medically
also-
therapeutic.
They are, and that's why we need to have the low-cost veterinarian care.
And they're
we could
loyal and loving towards us.
That's right.
and they're very caring and supportive in other ways to people. That's why people need to call the White House comment line and try to get a federal law passed to have low-cost veterinarian care.
Well, they could call Congress for that, but what they
We
need to call,
cherish our pets.
they need to call the White House comment
White House
line
comment line by
about
calling-
a certain different subject.
Right.
What is that?
The budget.
Don't look at me. What are you looking at me
The
for?
budget.
Look at the people out there.
The budget. And
Say hi to the people.
Hi, people. And the White House comment line is 202-456-1111. Again, it's 202-456-1111.
No, wait a minute, Chris. Hold on a minute. You actually want people to call the White House.
Yeah,
like
why
we're
not?
the president.